Hello, and welcome to this week's very late edition of Friday Sews. I'm Claire, and this is my channel Clarobobbins. So what have I got for you today? I have my latest episode of the Fabric Wheel of Fate. This was my summer edition, and I'm going to do my final spin this afternoon. So I'll be showing you a little bit more about that when you come back in just a moment. See you shortly. Welcome back. So before I forget, because I have been doing recently, I'm wearing the Cashmerette Vernon Shirt. This was the first time I'd made this shirt. I made it in a, it's a Meet Milk? It's a rayon twill. So it's perfect weight for this slightly cooler autumn weather. And we're in the throes of Storm Amy at the moment in the UK, and it's been raining all morning, and I didn't think I'd be able to get any photographs of my latest make done, and then the sun came out, so I dashed outside. It's still really windy, but I dashed outside. Excuse me, my nose is itching. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I dashed outside, took some quick photos, and I thought, right, I'll record the vlog while the sun's shining. The sun's a bit too bright at the moment. This room faces south, so yeah, I've had to just close the blinds a bit. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? So yeah, I've got my Lago cargos on, which are, if you watch me for any time, you'll know that I live in them. And this lovely Vernon shirt by Cashmerette, and I made this in this is a size 14 GH with a tiny full bust adjustment, and I have my latest Fabric Wheel of Fate make, and this is the Cashmerette Holyoke dress. It's the first time I've made it. It's a lovely pattern. This is the Cashmerette Holyoke pattern. I did show it last time. It's a very inclusive pattern. It goes from sizes 0 to 32. This is the 0 to 16 version, because this was one of the first Cashmerette dresses I bought, and I wasn't very careful when I bought it, but because I'm within the overlap of the sizes, it's 0 to 16 or 12 to 32. Because I'm a 14 normally, it doesn't really matter that I've only got the 0 to 16 version, but normally I would buy the 12 to 32 version, just simply because I think that block possibly fits me a little bit better. So I was a bit worried about this. It is a different block and the fit is slightly different, but it's been okay, and I'm quite happy with the fit. So very size inclusive. It has a faux button placket. It's sewn like a proper button placket, all interfaced, and you can use it. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just hold it up a bit higher. You can use it and make it as a full functioning button down placket, but because the back of the dress is elasticated, and I think you'll agree with me, that really looks quite neat, because the back is elasticated. I used non-roll waistband elastic for this. You can just pull it over your head, so you don't actually need a functioning button placket down the front. And as anybody who's a little bit busty will know, that's a little bit of a bonus, because you're guaranteed not to get any gaping because it's sewn down. So yeah, I'm sorry that Edith isn't the same shape as me. It doesn't quite fit her, but it does fit me quite nicely, and I'll be popping some photographs and some stills, some video and some stills of me wearing it a few moments ago, just up here. It was a bit windy. So I needed to make two calico muslins to do this dress. Whoops. So here we go. I think, is this the first one? I think I might have made three actually, or in the end. Let me just, one of them is slightly, yeah, okay. So the first one I made was with the I made the standard strap, and I made the standard strap, and I made the standard size 14 GH cup, and it was too small, but I did expect it to be too small. I started off, I got my Wyman sloper out, and I followed Jenny Rushmore's blog posting. It's part of the, I'm trying to remember the dress now, the Upton Dress blog, and you can find it. You don't have to be a member to search the blog. It's available on the website, and in there is a detailed workshop, detailed tutorial of how to change your darted sloper to a princess seam sloper, and I followed that, and then I was just trying to work out how big I actually needed to make the princess seam pattern piece. So I made it the actual size. It was a bit small, so I then decided, and I always have to move down the I have to make this section, I have to move my bust point lower, my apex lower on any Cashmerette pattern. Doesn't follow with every pattern. Sinclair I don't have to, but on these I do. And because of that, I thought, oh, I'll lengthen the straps. So on my second one, which is the one with the longer straps, I should have actually labelled these, but I didn't. So my second one has the longer straps, so that's this one. And it fit me quite nicely, but you could see on my bra, so it was gaping here. So it came much lower here. But apart from that, the bust fitted quite nicely. I'd drafted the new bust piece by this point, and the only bit I had to change was this side piece here. So I had to change that section. It's not a very good demonstration of it. And I had to insert, and I did it on the top notch, which is about here. I had to insert 3/4 of an inch, which made this deeper, and then I had to do the same with the back panel in exactly the same place. And because I'd done it just above that point there, it didn't alter the facing, which comes down to about that point, about there. That's about the depth of the facing. So that meant that all of the faced section has remained the same, but I've added in a section here. I then had to make this side piece again of the princess seam. I had to make this slightly bigger, and to accommodate that I had to make this front section slightly longer. Now I didn't do it by very much, probably about 6 millimeters. So it's basically, it might have been 5 millimeters. It basically worked out that it was about a 2 centimeter overall improvement across the front. So half an inch, so an inch, half an inch overall, an inch overall, maybe a bit less, maybe 3/4 of an inch overall across the front apex. So that's what I had to do. So I had to lengthen this, which is a standard change for me, and I had to do a tiny full bust adjustment. And obviously that's split over both sides, so it does work out quite a small adjustment. So I've been enjoying the AO printing. I really like to get the booklets done as well, so you've got really clear instructions, everything, every stage, lots of information inside and out. Yeah, really easy to follow instructions. And I made it in a Minerva rayon, linen mix. More linen than rayon, so it probably should be linen rayon. More linen than rayon. So the rayon has given it a little bit more drape and a little bit more weight, but it does feel quite linen-like. It doesn't have that you know, sometimes if you have one that's more rayon than linen, they can feel very heavy, and this isn't too bad. However, I did find when I made the only thing I didn't like about this dress was when I made the waistband, because when you sew down here, because you have the waistband, you have the interfacing, you have 2 layers of waistband, 1 layer of interfacing on each side, and then as that folds over inside, you very quickly end up with 8 layers of linen and 4 layers of interfacing. I broke 3 needles on this. I have a Benina. I ended up using a jeans needle and doing it very, very slowly and carefully. But it was quite a challenge sewing over that. So I might have to see if I can at least omit the interfacing of that. I also feel it just, until I have pressed it really well, and when I was wearing it earlier, it felt fine. But I did think when I first made it that it seemed very bulky on this centre bit. So I might revisit that if I make it again. And I might not do the full button placket, but have a solid waistband at the front rather than the 2-piece. I don't know, I'm undecided, but certainly, you know, I felt that it was really, really difficult, and I haven't used a very heavy interfacing, but the rest of it went together like a dream. I also think I did stay stitch this line here. I'm hoping you can see that. I did stay stitch the line at the top of the bust. It's kind of like a sweetheart shape here, but I still think it's maybe, don't know whether I think I have lost a little bit of weight because I've had to alter my diet due to medical reasons, and because of that I've lost weight because I've been eating a cleaner, more healthy diet. I've lost a bit of weight, probably only a couple of kilos. Over 6 weeks, month to 6 weeks, but I have come down a bra size, so I don't know whether I need to just take the cut back in again. I might have to re-measure myself, although actually my Vernon shirt feels fine. So, but then I did wonder if I'd shrunk this last time I wore it because it felt a bit tight, so I don't know. But aside from a tiny bit of gaping here, and yeah, facings can do that, can't they? It's only very slight. It felt fine when I was moving in it. It covers my bra straps more or less. They move, don't they? Bra straps move, but when they're all adjusted nicely and I've just put it on, I can't see them, so I'll be happy with that. I could do a little bit of thread chain and a popper just inside here. And that would probably just keep my bra strap in place. But certainly the shape and the width does cover my bra strap, and the side of the dress covers my bra strap at the side completely. And I felt really dressed up in it. Hopefully you like the photos. It also goes really nicely with my Metro blazer, which is great for dresses. I made it in a midi length, so it's kind of mid-calf on me, maybe just a whisker lower than mid-calf, because that length I can dance in it. So in the summer when it's nice and warm, I can dance in it. So which was the whole point really. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So on to my spin for the next fabric wheel of fate, and I've got my iPad here and I've got my spinner up here, and I'm going to come over just behind you to spin it. So this will be the last spin, and we'll see which of the last 2 dresses, which of the last 2 fabrics. So these are my 2 fabrics. We've got the one with the roses, and then the linen. It's the Brussels washer linen from Robert Kaufman. Let's now have to press this twice. Oh no, there we go. It's off. There we go, and we've got the Brussels washer linen. So that's brilliant. Now, I was looking forward to doing that because I need some shorts for my holiday. Okie dokie, there we go. So that's the fabric wheel of fate, last spin completed. Gives me the last order of the two items, and yeah, I'll be getting on to it'll be another new pattern, but I know exactly what I'm going to make with that Brussels washer linen. I'm going to do a holiday garment, and yeah, looking forward to doing that. So that'll be really nice. So it's been a busy week, life. I've cut the hedge at the back of the garden, and because my next door neighbour has been quite poorly, broke his back about 7 months ago, he's now just returned to work, I cut his hedge as well. So that took me a whole day, and I've been preparing for the local honey show, and that takes a lot of work as well. So yeah, busy and sewing. So that's I haven't taken any photographs. I haven't quite finished the hedge. I have a window in my hedge, and it got damaged by a commercial contract hedge cutter who thought he was doing our hedge as well as everybody else's, and he wasn't. And he cut half of it away about 3 years ago. So I've grown it all back, but I need to tighten at the top before I finally finish cutting just that section, and then it'll be done. So I'll have somewhere nice and tidy to take interesting photographs from at the bottom of the garden. So that's it, that's me. Have a great what's left of the weekend. Have a really good week. Happy sewing. Bye bye.